Thank you for listening to the Black Delegates Podcast. Rate, review, share.
Yo, Herb, take it from the top. 1, 2. My mic sound nice. Check 1. My mic sound nice. Check 2. My mic sound nice. Check 3. Are you ready?
Welcome to the Black Delegates Podcast. Today's date is February the 8th, 2021, episode 144. I wasn't sure what the year was, but it happens.
I was wondering why I was so delayed on that.
Yeah, I had to look up, like, what year is it?
You're too busy
I'm your host.
With your 3,000-year world-ending conspiracies.
That's a fact. So for you all who don't know, I believe that the world ends, humanity ends every probably 3,000 years. I originally said 5,000, but I'm giving it 3 because it's trash already in 2020s.
Despite not having any evidence of a past ending at all in the last, even though we definitely have more than 3,000 years of human history on this planet.
We think.
Okay.
Continue. Oh, you know it's some dusty manuscript that they telling you is 10,000 years old.
Careful now. You put a lot of every Sunday you talking about that one of those dusty manuscripts. So be careful now.
Oh.
Same principle.
It's not saying 100,000 years old though. It actually fits my theory even better.
One day we're gonna get into all this into the religion thing, but not for today. We'll save it.
Oh, we can whenever you want to talk about it, and we'll just record it. All right. I'm the Black Ryan. That is Box Wine Poppy, who doesn't agree with anything I say.
Never. What's up, man?
All right. And the other man, who never agrees with anything that I say anymore. He used to. Ghetto Phenom. What's good?
What's good? Ghetto Phenom in the building. And I agree with you wholeheartedly right there. So I already
proved
why
you're moving your face off the screen when you say you agree with me? So I can't see your face when you say it. He's like, I agree. I agree with everything you say.
What's this dude with Phenom? He wants us to look him in his eye all the whole time. Look, first of all,
what's the point of being on video if y'all can slide off the screen? It doesn't make sense.
But can we just acknowledge the drip that Phenom's giving us right here? Look at this swaggy shirt he's got for us, man. He's got the green screen. He's got
on there.
Look, he's definitely got the fanciest headphones of the crew. Look at those, they're like red chrome joints.
Sir.
And then he got the fly shirt. Me and Ryan in our PJs, basically ready for nap time, man.
Averex.
Oh man,
this is a PJ shirt.
Cole special.
This the PJ shirt right here.
$14.99.
And like Ryan said, we got the exact same headphones. Mine just red, so you know.
Gotcha.
The wife got the red ones actually, and the son got blue. So we got all the colors up in here.
Okay, all right.
These mugs is cheap than a mug, and they work.
Yes. Dude, I rock with Empire. I don't care what they're doing. I want to buy stock in them. I looked the other day, but I don't think they publicly traded yet. So keep working on it. All right. So we need to get into these RIPs, man. Every week, this list is getting long. We forgot to mention Sekou Smith of NBA TV passed away of COVID. So I want to shout out him because that dude always seemed like a super cool dude. I ain't gonna say what I was gonna say, but yeah, super cool dude.
Mm-hmm. And who else we got on the list? Because every week we got. It seems like we got 3-4 dudes on there every week now.
Yeah. We got Screech passed away. I know he had stage 4 lung cancer. So shout out to Screech. I did hear that dude was racist. I wasn't sure. I don't want to be trashing him, but if he racist, I also don't want to be big up in him too much.
I don't know about that part. I heard that on a podcast. I don't know if that's true or not, but I do know the man was in a little porno movie. And look, man, I'm a dirtbag, so I definitely Googled that.
Did you watch it? I was going to say, have you watched the Screech porno, man?
It's not the worst thing in the world I've seen, but it was pretty. Man, you ever Google something and you look at it and afterwards you're like, man, I need therapy for that. I need to get myself help. I need to do better for myself. I had that moment then.
Maybe not as much as you. Wow. This dude said the Screech porno wasn't bad.
Hey man, when things are trending, I'm like, I'm gonna check it out, man. So I checked it out, but it wasn't. Screech wasn't what I was. You were hoping for. There's a little bit of Kim Kardashian in there.
The drop for you is gonna be when Nas say nasty. That's what I'm saying.
Mm-hmm.
When he say nasty, because I was gonna do Nas, but it's just gonna be when he say nasty.
He was Nasty Nas. That was his first name, Nasty Nas. You know that, right?
Yeah, I know.
Okay,
I'm gonna find it. I gotta think of what song he said it in.
Yo, but Screech, my my girl Lisa Turtle, man, if she just broke off that cookie one time, he might still be with us, man. That's all I'm saying, man. It was messed up, man. That little dude was chasing after her, doing everything, taking care of her, and she wouldn't give him the time of day, man. That was messed up, man.
Not none.
All for AC Slater tripping.
Nah, that was Jesse's girl. What you talking about?
Well, that too, yeah. We won't get into it, man. Yeah, but yeah.
Dude,
Hey, man, that show was required view for our age group. When we were like that age, that was like required viewing every Saturday. Like people like nowadays don't know what the hell that show was, but that show was like required viewing back then for them. Like 3-4 years, whatever year they were swaggy, definitely had to watch that.
Phenom, did you watch Saved by the Bell?
Of course, yeah.
Who was your favorite character?
Probably Lisa Turtle.
Phenom wanted to be, Phenom was the black Zach Morris. He was black Zach.
I was going to say, did you think that when you were watching the show, did you think you were Zach Morris? Everybody identifies with somebody on the show.
I don't know. Probably more Zach than anybody else. I mean, AC Slater, he was a sports jock.
And he had the curl. He had the curl.
Right. He had the curl. Yeah, I don't even know if I did identify, but if I had to pick one, it probably would have been Zach.
I think everybody identified with him for whatever reason. Like, seemed like he was the coolest dude in school, but he really wasn't. Like, the girls didn't treat him like he was the coolest dude in school. So, strange.
Only thing I tripped off was like when they brung in Slater, because I don't think he was there at the beginning when they were like the first couple seasons he wasn't there, but they brung in the Slater dude and he was like this buff like football player. I don't know it was that long,
but the first few episodes he definitely was not.
No, he wasn't there like the first couple seasons, I don't think. But when they brung him in, like he was like the big athlete dude, and then Zach was like the dude. But then like if you watch like the last few seasons before they like left, like Zach was mad bigger than him. like dude, Zach was taking steroids and creatine all day long. And and then it was like, okay, how's this gonna work? How's the preppy dude bigger than the jock dude? But it worked out some kind of way. Shouts to them. Who else we got on the rest in peace list? Because I know there's a local legend, right?
Oh, I'm going to correct you first before we go into the next topic.
Correct me.
It says episodes 1 through 14 did feature AC Slater, but you meet him for the first time in episode 15.
How do you feature somebody and then meet him in 15? What does that mean?
He was just in the background.
Just a curl, just a drippy curl, just hanging out in the background.
I guess so.
Okay.
They just saw his locker or something. I don't know. I wasn't looking that hard for that dude, but yeah. But yes, rest in peace to Screech, and then rest in peace to the St. Louis native Sphinx.
Come on, man! You're gonna do it. It's disrespectful, man. Okay, man.
No, I didn't know. I had to look. I was like, I hope I'm saying the name right. Well, if y'all had just played along, it'd have been fine.
No, because it's too many Spinks. It's like a whole clan of Spinks.
But I was going to say the wrong one, so I was just like,
and they might live around the corner from you, man. So you better, Phenom, give the local legend his due, man.
Yeah, Leon Spinks, rest in peace to him. Was a Olympic champion, was a world champion, shocked the world, beat Muhammad Ali. Nobody really expected that, and comes from, the Spinks clan, which is royalty in St. Louis. You had Michael Spinks, you got Leon Spinks again, who passed away. He had fought cancer for several years, and you had Corey Spinks.
Oh yeah, I remember that dude too. Okay,
the youngin who became a multi-division champion as well, more in our day. So yeah, the Spinks family, man, that's boxing history. I was surprised, Ryan, when you said you didn't know he was from STL.
Right, hey man, you tripping on the duo, but we're gonna look, man.
Right,
look, okay, so
I didn't say that. I didn't even write that in the notes. Who wrote that? I know that dude from St. Louis.
I did not know he was from St. Louis. I mean, I don't keep up with that, but like, only reason I've heard like Leon Spinks because like if you listen to like some Richard Pryor comedy albums, like he's talking about like Muhammad Ali, and then he's talking about Leon Spinks. I guess Leon Spinks didn't have no teeth or something like that. So I've heard that little jokes about that dude. But then the Michael Spinks dude, he's still alive, right?
Yeah.
But he was the dude that got knocked out by like Mike Tyson, like with the quickness, like for the heavyweight, right? And I mean that's like I knew that name from that, like okay, the Spinks, but all I knew was that dude just got thrashed by Mike Tyson. That's all I ever knew. But then I went down the rabbit hole.
Got thrashed by Mike Tyson. I'm never gonna hold that.
But I guess he was like one. I mean, a lot of dudes got thrashed by Mike Tyson, but a lot of those dudes were kind of eh. But Michael Spinks was a champion. I guess I didn't know that until I went down a little rabbit hole this weekend reading about it. I guess like that was his last fight. Like he fought Mike Tyson, and he said he didn't even want to go out there and fight that dude. He was scared to come out there and fight him. And then once he got knocked out like 2 times in like 90 seconds, he was like, "I'm retired. I'm done." That was it. But that dude was cold too. I mean, I just thought he was kind of just like mediocre trash. But dude was reading his resume like dude was like that was his only loss to Mike Tyson. Like that dude was fighting in the day. So I mean, yeah, shouts to, and I guess Leon had some some mental challenges, maybe some drug challenges, whatever like that. But it sounded like Michael Spinks was on point. I guess he was kind of a legend. I didn't know that though, man. So shouts to them.
Yeah, and it was kind of sad with Leon because, he achieved all of this, sort of greatness.
Quickly, they said, yeah.
He had, I think, some substance abuse issues, and he ended up, kind of in his later years. I didn't realize he was just 67. I was thinking he was older than that. But, I know for a while he was like homeless, kind of living in a YMCA or something like that. And so he had fallen on hard times, and a lot of times with boxers and sports like that where you don't necessarily have a union, those guys.
Grifting off you, yeah.
By the time they retire, if you don't take care of your money,
and they never do. They never do.
Or poor, which is sad. And so, definitely rest in peace to him. But yeah, shout out to the Spinks family, man. The Spinks Jinx is what they call it.
Hey, man, look. It's been a bad year for STL sports heroes. All I know is Ozzie Smith and I don't know Flipper Anderson. Like if y'all out there somewhere, y'all just need to lay low for a couple more years, man, because like it's coming for you. I mean, all the STL sports goats have been gone in the last year, and now we lost another one. So yeah, peace to y'all. Ozzie Smith, man, hang out there, man. Don't do no backflips. Just stay inside, wear your mask, order Uber Eats. Let's do it. Who else we got on that? Oh, you can't forget the homie Ryan. See, Ryan ain't doing no hosting.
Who we missed?
Shout out to Pedro Gomez. I put on the list. ESPN baseball reporter, Brown delegation, charter member. The only dude I get my baseball news from on ESPN. You don't watch it because you're trash, man. But look, man, Pedro Gomez, phenom's into the sports a little bit, I hope. So he watches it. He wants to get the latest updates on David Wainwright and Rick Ankiel and all the dudes that I can't remember. That's only 2 Cardinal players I can remember from last decade. But yeah, man, shouts to Pedro. He died like just yesterday, and like suddenly they haven't said it was COVID or not, but yeah, man, I definitely seen that dude on TV all the time, and yeah, man, shouts to him. That's unexpected. And there was like a third dude or another dude, I guess a congressman, Republican congressman from Texas, Ronald White. But they said he voted for all the Trump stuff, so forget him. We're not giving him a recipe. No recipes to Ronald White. You out of here. No recipes.
Paul says rest in hell to him.
I'm not saying rest in hell, but hey, we ain't doing that here. We're not doing that here. Look, you had your chance. You did what you voted the way you wanted to. You did the dumb things. You caught COVID. You probably weren't wearing a mask anyway. So hey,
now
get
deal
on
with God's judgment.
Get on with yourself, man. So rest in peace, Leon Spinks. Rest in peace, Pedro Gomez. Rest in peace, Screech. No rest in peace to Ron White. Out of here.
Hey, one other rest in peace for St. Louis legends. Say rest in peace to the St. Lunatics. I don't know if y'all
saw that.
But they said they beefing. There's some big beef in the Lunatics. Nelly and Ali. And they already had, kind of had some issues where Kiwan and Murphy Lee had moved to ATL. But apparently, it's some beef brewing with the Lunatics and the group.
What's the beef about?
Probably no more.
Man, probably about money. It's always money.
Well,
man.
I mean, the group's kind of been over. I mean, it's not
but you still tour. If there's still some tour money, you can eat off some tour. I mean, that's how even the artists,
Nelly
big artists
ain't toured with them since Country Grammar came out. He's just like, forget y'all. If you ain't on a Country Grammar song, we ain't kicking it.
But they were on Country Grammar songs, weren't they? They on.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That's their money, but they weren't finna go back to the Lunatics.
Is the dude City Spud? Is he in the Lunatics, or am I wrong?
Yeah, City Spud.
Okay, because he probably making money off that song still to this day. Probably, I'm guessing he gets a little residual here and there.
They do all right, I'm sure. Okay, rest in peace to the Lunatics. All right.
This is a bad week for St. Louis, man. Y'all, Ryan, you just seem like you don't really care, man. You're just your whole city going down the drain, baby.
What I'm supposed to do about it? I mean, people die.
I mean, you preach about a lot of other things, man. You just need to you preach on this one, man. Bring the STL back. Bring Leon Spinks back.
Hey, I was supposed to resurrect them from the dead?
Yeah.
We do the best we can, man. We got the most upbeat rest in peace segment of any podcast in America. I guarantee that. Everybody else got to play a sad song at the end. We laughing while we talk about people dying, and then laughing when we go to the next topic. So, hey, this is the best I can give you.
All right.
All right. So, it's Black History Month, y'all. You know it. So, I wanted to make sure that we each give our own point of view on something cool in Black history every week. And I ain't talking about, hopefully not nothing boring, but it could be boring. I don't know. I didn't prep these dudes at all.
At all. So
no
this is definitely going to be a trash segment because you did not prep us.
You ain't got to prep, man. I wanted your own swag.
Mm-hmm.
Just tell me what it is, just a little known fact or something about Black history.
Why don't you kick it off to
I'm not giving you no time to think about it. I put it in the notes. Read the notes. Paul, you first on my screen, so you're going first. Yes.
Okay.
Black history.
Black History Month. Was it me?
Somebody. It doesn't matter. Whatever.
All right, man. I'm making me feel like Miss Pemberton in my goddamn freshman year English class.
Best teacher of all time.
Write a dissertation on what Black History Month means to me. Okay. Black History Month. What, history fact. What I learned, man? I don't know, man. Man.
It's just a shout out. It's
just a shout out?
Fact. It's just a shout out.
Shout out to all the musicians out there, man. The black music. I mean, it really is like, it's the heartbeat of America, really. I mean, soul music, R&B music, like you saw it on display. And we can kind of get into this in a minute, but the Super Bowl. I mean, so we had her out there and just playing, what was it, America Beautiful? I think that's what she played. I mean, just like the music. And then they had, who's the other girl? Jasmine Sullivan playing. I mean, that's just the two most current ones.
Did she sing new stuff or did she say Bush
She did the national anthem.
Oh, okay, that's cool. She could sing though, so
yeah, she could sing. But I mean, just, shout out to black music because I mean, like all music in America really is at some level black music. Even the country music is just old blues music or rock. Actually, the country today is just old rock and roll music. So it's just weird like that, man.
So Phenom Paul shouted out an entire genre.
Yeah, man.
An entire thing, and just said all of music.
You want to throw some names out there?
No, it's too late now. You already went. So
Robert Johnson. Shout out Ike Turner. Shout out Chuck Berry. Oh, St. Louis Goats. We talking about St. Louis Goats here? Chuck Berry peeing on people out there. Nasty, man. We won't talk about that though. Yeah, man.
Phenom, with time to stall, who can you pull out of your hat?
No, I don't need time to stall. My shout out was already prepared.
Himself.
To Paul Robeson.
Oh,
now
okay.
My phone was actually ringing, so I was looking at seeing who that is. But Paul Robeson, and Paul Robeson is kind of like he might be the black Zach Morris, back in his time because he was, Mr. Do Everything. He was like an All-American in football, I believe, college football, played in the NFL. He was an actor. He was a singer. Dude was just one of those dudes that could do everything. And so I just remember kind of reading about him and following some of his work. I was just like, dang, this dude is cold.
This dude?
Yes, that's Paul.
And he was like a socialist, right? Communist or something like that. Socialist, I guess, probably. He
was definitely, yeah, I think he did.
I think every poor person is a socialist.
No, but I think he got blackballed. I've read about that dude before too. Like he got blackballed for his beliefs or whatever like that. So like he was like becoming like an actor or whatever like that. But then I think they just basically like, it was all that like McCarthy, Red Scare type stuff. You read about all that stuff, like basically, do not hire list if you were alleged sympathy. So I think he got mixed up in all that stuff. I don't know how true it was or whatever like that, but that's what I read.
He definitely was a big political activist as well. But the reason, well, besides just the fact that he was just dope, but the thing that's kind of interesting with Paul Robeson is when I was in college, I had to do, I'm trying to think, I don't know if I had to do like a report on something on a black person. So I was like, I'm going to do this on Paul Robeson. And I saw he sang the song Old Man River.
Mm-hmm.
And, it's like a classic song. And he sings it in this, baritone, bass voice or whatever. And that was back when Napster was popping. And so I was like, yo, Napster, you can get everything. I'm like, I'm going to download this Paul Robeson Old Man River, and I'm going to have that playing in the background while I kind of read my report. It wasn't read. It was, kind of memorized.
Mm-hmm.
And so for whatever reason, Napster, you literally could find anything on Napster. I could not find that song. Like, I had seen it when I searched on one computer, but when I tried to go back and find it, I could not find the song.
Because that one dude that
every
that
picture
one
of
lame
this
dude
man
that
is
had
in
it,
black and white.
that one lame dude that had it was not online at the time. That's why
He died.
That's how
He
Napster
died
worked.
right before you did your report.
Right.
Now, what I've later figured out was that on the computer I had went back to, like, I had a filter or something that it would only take certain types, like certain quality or something like that, and that song was below that quality. So I was just filtering it out, but I didn't know. And so I'm like freaking out because I was like, yo, this is kind of makes my whole thing because I got to have this song in the
You
background.
needed 98 to pass the class. It's like, oh man, I gotta swag this out
Definitely
here.
below 128 bits. Promise.
So I had to like sing Old Man River, and this is like
You sang it?
dang near
Oh,
opera.
he was wanting to. He was itching to sing. That was the whole point of this. He wanted to sing that joint. Come on
I
now.
was not.
Yeah, he did.
He did.
I was
Come on
not,
now.
but I had to bust it out and go to the old Negro spiritual Old Man River.
Hold on,
And,
bro. Let me play this. I gotta,
Yeah, go ahead, play. it.
No, please don't play that. Oh man, I can pick the cotton right now. I ain't gonna lie, I never heard this one. Hey, if anybody got an audio of Phenom singing this in like 11th grade, please
Right,
send
please
it in.
send it
Please
to the
send this in. Swing low, sweet chariot, coming forth to carry me home. That's how Phenom wants to sing. We know that. Come on.
Hey, and the teacher, it was like an older Caucasian lady was a teacher. Like, she was so impressed. It was just like, oh my gosh. And then one of my friends, she was in the class as well. She was just looking at me like, Negro, no, you didn't. And I was like, I sounded good, right? And she was just like, mm-mm. But the teacher was like, oh, that was so amazing.
Paul Robeson was rolling in his grave that day.
Definitely was.
Hey, I blame Napster. What was that dude's name? Sean, whatever.
Oh yeah. Hey, okay, Ryan. Now you give us, and this better be fire because you threw us on us unplanned. You waited till the very end. So like, if you don't come correct here, like, yeah,
Put
man.
this on there like Tuesday.
Come on, give it to us, man.
stalling.
Drop
What's yours,
something on it.
All right. So my shout out. I was recently watching the movie Little Shop of Horrors, and I realized everything cool about that movie was black. So I want to shout out the entire black cast of Little Shop of Horrors, which included your girl,
Pam.
our girl, Pam and Gina, Tisha Campbell and Tashina Arnold was in it, and Michelle Weeks, who was the third chick, and Bernice Reading, who sang that the one Downtown song in the alley. That's one of my favorite movies as a kid, so I know all of this. But most importantly, Levi Stubbs from the Four Tops, who was the voice of Audrey 2 the Plant in Little Shop of Horrors. Man, Little Shop of Horrors should be considered a black movie because they sang the hell out of all them songs. They killed it. And that's one of my favorite movies all time. I watched that like 1,000,000 times as a kid. So I don't know if y'all was a fan of it,
That
but I
is
liked it.
considered a black movie, ain't it?
Man, I don't think I watched that once.
It's pretty white too because
I
it,
never
like
watched that trash.
the Shimmy's in it. Belushi's in it. Like all the Steve Martin, all the whitest of white people. John Candy is in it. All the whitest comedians are in that movie. So we can't just take it, but I want to because I feel like the blackness is what made it. The swag is what made that movie good.
I'm 100% certain I never watched the whole thing the whole way through. Phenom, did you watch this thing?
What?
Yeah, I've seen Little Shop of Horrors
Oh, y'all trash.
probably 20 times.
Oh, y'all big
Thank you.
trash. Never.
Like,
I mean, so-
that's just black people. Like, you just watch Little Shop of Horrors. Like, that's one of those movies, if it come on, you just watch it.
Yeah.
No matter what you're doing, you just stop and watch it.
I was gonna say because I watched it twice since the last episode. I watched it twice. Like I just like it. That mug is dope.
Again, I haven't seen Cicely Tyson in anything, and I'm not going to watch Little Shop of Horrors, but shouts to her. And shouts to Little Shop of Horrors.
Phenom, have you ever seen the alternative ending to Little Shop of Horrors? Because you only get that if you had the DVD or something. But I found it
DVD.
online.
That movie came out like in 1984. What are you talking about? There was no DVD
It
back
wasn't
then.
a DVD back then. That's what I'm saying. When I was watching it as a kid, I didn't have an alternate ending.
Okay.
I feel like I did, but I don't remember it. I don't
Okay.
even remember the regular ending, to be honest. But
Yeah, so like the plant dies in the end of the normal one, but they said the original ending
Spoiler.
was the alternate. So if you ever bored, just check it out. It's like 10 minutes. It's kind of crazy, but I always wondered, like, what if the plant won? What would have happened? It's kind of what they tried to do.
This is a PSA, listeners. Do not check that out. It is going to be terrible. Don't watch that.
PSA.
And so, but look, man. Hey, Ryan, you just shouted out Little Shop of Horrors and Black History
All the
Month.
black people. All the black people in Little Shop of Horrors.
That
is the
was
blackest
your
thing you could
that
do.
was your big black. I did like the entire musical genre. Phenom did like a definite civil rights pioneer who got blackballed for his beliefs, and then you did Little Shop of, and you talking about we trash? Come on now,
Bro, who else should get the award rather than our unsung kings and queens? That's who I'm trying to give awards to.
okay.
So that's all I'm talking about.
Okay,
Unsung
all right.
heroes, man.
Okay,
I didn't realize that was Pam and Gina that was killing that song back when I was a kid. I just looked at it again and was like, holy crap, Pam and Gina up in this mug killing it.
yeah. I knew that part at
we did
least.
a lot of stuff back in the day,
Yeah,
like
I
musicals and stuff like that.
Yeah,
All right,
I
man.
hate musicals personally, but that's just one of my favorites. But anyway, moving on. This week in Blackness, we're going to do it anyway. Y'all got anything that y'all did? Paul, you can feel free to talk about the Super Bowl if you want to. Or I can save you for the end.
So look, man. I'll tell. I gotta man. You never like had like. Has there been a realization when you weren't about that life, like growing up, and you were like, you listen to all the rap music, you think like, man, I can kill somebody. I bet I can do. I just knock somebody out of the club. Phenom, this is really direct toward you. But then there's like gotta be a realization where like I'm not about that life, and I had that this week. So I'm driving home, minding my own business. I went to the grocery store, just go pick up some things for the wife, the kids, whatever like that. I'm flying back. I'm trying to hurry and get back. Sit there, and what do you think happens, man? A little squirrel runs out into the road. Oh man! And so you know what happened. I saw it, and it ran right out there, and like I'm trying to slam on brakes, and I saw it like stop and like try to turn back where it was coming. Did not make it, and I heard the crunch, the distinctive crunch. Man, that had to happen like one other time, man. I felt so bad. And that's when I knew I wasn't about that life. Because like, man, this is like a little squirrel. I don't care. Now, I didn't stop, mind you. I kept going.
I thought you just went down the street and scooped him up. Like, little guy, hang in there.
Hey, look,
Take him to the vet.
Don't think that was a fleeting thought in my head as I was going, kept going about 40 miles per hour past. Like, about half a mile back, I was like, man, I should stop and go, hold him, just, and, comfort him in his last dying seconds.
Him.
But yeah, man, but seriously, I hit it, man. I've been feeling really bad all week long, man. Like I've been depressed, man. I think about it like maybe 2-3 times a day. It's fading, and now it's probably gonna come back tonight when I'm dreaming after this. But yeah, man, have y'all, that's when I realized, man, I can't, I listen to enough, Biggie lyrics and Tupac and all that stuff like that, but I can't kill a man. Here is something you can't understand. How can you kill a man? I can't do it, man, because I feel sad about it.
Not from less than 100 yards. You can do it from 100 yards at least.
I guess maybe so, man. I've trained on the sniper rifle. I know how to do that stuff, but yeah, man, I felt really bad. Have y'all ever had that horrific feeling of accidentally killing something? Speak on it.
Have you ever killed somebody, Phenom? That's what he's asking.
60%.
60% of murders go unsolved.
Accidentally? No, I didn't. Nah, I don't really have any stories like that. Like, I've had those instances where you drive down the street and you see whatever, a squirrel, a cat, a rabbit, whatever, run out, but they always manage to escape. There's been times where I thought I hit it. I'm like, like I know I just rolled over it, but then I'll look in the rearview mirror or the side window and I see it scampering off. Like I guess it was just a close call. So yeah, I can't think of anything like that. What about you, Ryan?
Don't suck your teeth at me like that, man.
Nah, man. I've had no problems decapitating snakes. I've gotten mice on glue traps and put them out of their misery with the BB gun. Just put it right up to them, blast them. You know,
Did
I
you
don't
hold it
want them suffering.
sideways? Did you hold
Nobody wants to
sideways?
starve to death on a glue trap, I thought. So I'm doing them a favor. Yeah, so I do what needs to be done.
Now, I will say this, and my wife thinks that I'm weird for it. So my preferred method of killing spiders around the house, like if I see a spider or something like this, or any type of critter, and I have no problem, just stomping the spider, but that gets a little messy, especially if it's on your walls. So I just go get the vacuum. If I see a little bug, I get the vacuum. I vacuum that sucker up. And my wife never really knew this, and so she was always wondering, like, why it might be 10 at night and all of a sudden the vacuum comes on for like 10 seconds and then stops. But that's just how I choose to kill the animals. I just vacuum them up.
What bugs are y'all living with? That they just stay there? Man, if I see a bug and I go away for 10 seconds, man, that thing is gone. It's in my bed or something like that.
Man, what's happening is inside your vacuum bag, there's a battle royale for supremacy. And every bug that you vacuum up, they just in there fighting. So I hope your wife don't ever vacuum up an earring or something and go looking for it, because it's going to be a problem.
I know. It's definitely a mutant insect in there.
Hey, Phenom, I'm going to show you a cooler way. So get on Amazon tonight. Look up bug assault.
I've seen that before.
You've seen this. So it's a salt. It's a salt. It uses common table salt.
Oh, I've
put in there. Yeah, get one of those, man, and you'll enjoy that. It'll be much more fun than pulling out the vacuum at 11 o'clock at night.
Vacuum
scaring
is
the wife.
kind of fun, bro. Especially if it comes to spiders, because then some of them spiders like jump, and so you get a jumping spider. You got to catch it with the little the vacuum extension. It's like a PlayStation 4 game.
But you can get the gun and be like duck hunting. It's like duck hunting, then, dog. What are you talking about? I'm trying to show you the way, and you just essing on my whole premise. Come on now.
How about just a fly swatter? It works. Get an Amish one though. These new cheap ones are trash.
The hell is an Amish fly swatter?
I got an Amish leather joint. It was like $15.
Nah, you and the wife into some weird stuff, man. With that leather fly swatter. We know what that's about.
If you want to use it for that, I guess
I know that is what it's for. You know what it's for. Leather. Come on now.
I just need it to work.
Came with a bottle of lube.
All right, Weekend Blackness, Phenom, what you got?
I got nothing. Nothing too exciting that happened. So yeah, I guess we're gonna talk about Super Bowl anyway.
Yeah.
So
let's get into it.
I got nothing. What about you, Ryan?
All right. I found out, I was talking to an old coworker of mine, and she said that my old job has decided.
I'm asking. I want to know too.
Old enough. She is old. She is old though. She probably, I don't know, 57.
Older than Barry.
What do you mean? A previous coworker, like a prior coworker?
At my last job. Yeah.
Those are the...
And so they have decided they are not coming in the office ever again. Work from home forever. So they're going to shut down all the sites except for the main office in Columbia. They're leaving that one open, but you don't have to come to work there. If you want to, you can work from home, because I guess all the numbers is good. And they figure, hey, we saving a lot of money. So y'all ain't coming back. So she was super elated about that. I thought that was cool, man. And I was thinking about that, and I was like, yeah, I definitely am not looking forward to them drives and all that stuff. Kids' school said we got to choose by the 12th what they going to do. Are they going to be 100% virtual or not? At first, I was all excited, like, yeah, they can go back to school. I'm about sick of this anyway. We can get back to regular life. But, I might not have a vaccine by then. I don't know what's going on with the vaccines, but it's kind of slow. People saying ain't nobody getting none, but ain't nobody called me yet to get one. And I'm signed up, my wife, to put me on like several lists. I'm not going down to Martin Luther King Drive to get one. So she can skip that, because, they going to have the one that don't work.
Hey, man, look, man, all I can say is, man, well, we all got different perspectives on this, but, like, man, my kid's been in school since the beginning of the school year. I mean, it's work, man. It's, they wear the mask, they do it. I mean, we hear little, like, we got an email twice in the last week that, somebody's tested positive. They do, like, nurse going to reach out to you if it was in your classroom or your kid was around that kid. But, I mean, the school, has stayed open the whole time, man. So, like, I think they can do it, man. I think it's so, man. I don't see how you haven't lost your mind with them kids in the house and you working. Like I couldn't do it, man. So like, God bless you, but man, it's time to send them kids on and just take a chance.
Some days are better than others. How your wife's job been doing, Phenom? They cool?
She cool. I mean, they're in school, or I guess they have sort of a hybrid model where some you can stay home, you can choose to stay home, you can choose to come in, but she's been fine. There haven't been any major outbreaks. I think some of the sports teams have had some issues where they had to quarantine, but overall, and they've been in school pretty much this whole semester. And they've been good. So I think if you take proper precautions, like
she there though, but she has her own office. So that's once you got your own office, like I think you.
But he's talking about the kids. He's talking about the kids though.
But I'm talking about the school in general. I mean, yeah she does have her office. She has a one of those little plexiglass joints on the front of her office, and she definitely keeps to herself as much as possible. But I mean, just in general, that school has functioned pretty well throughout this pandemic.
Listen to me, Ryan. I live in the South, and there's nothing but white kids that go to my kids' school, and they're probably the ones the parents don't want to wear a mask, and my kids is good. So like, man, I don't know. Do precautions, do all the things you can, but man, it's definitely a calculated risk. But man, I think you'd be straight, man. So I definitely vote for yes. You got to do it, man. I ain't
worried about the kids, man. I'm more worried about myself if I don't have the vaccine, because you know how it's gonna be. We have had nobody sick for like a year. And it feels great as a germaphobe that I don't have to worry about it. But when they open it back up, man, it's going to be crazy. Other than that, let's see. I already said that. Black History Fact. I watched a movie called The 24th. I don't know if y'all have heard about that. Apparently, this was a Houston, quote-unquote, riot in 1917 where there was a group of black soldiers they had to basically watch over the construction of something. And, of course, the white people treated them like crap. And calamity ensued, and people got shot. And then the black people decided, well, we're going to kill all the white people in the town. It was something like that. So that sounded crazy to me. I got that from the Chick Button podcast. I was like, she said it was good. So I'm like, let me check it out. I wouldn't say it was good. You know how people say black movies are good. Black movies are never good. And because they're not good, only because it's just filled with racism, and I don't want to have to deal with it. So, but other than that, it took me down the rabbit hole of black history, because I was like, let me see what in this movie was real and what wasn't real. And so that link that I put in the group chat, I checked it out, and I just started scrolling, and it would go to another story. It's like, oh, the riots of 1918, riots of 1919. Riots of 1921. And I was like, dang. It was like every year. And I would just read through them. And it's like, oh, black people were selling cotton. And the white people decided they didn't like them selling cotton. And they wanted it for a cheaper price. So a lynch mob started. And 200 white people pulled a family out of their home. And burned crosses on their lawn. I'm like, dang, man. Every time we did something, white people was killing us. So needless to say, man, I definitely needed my soul cleansed after watching that movie. After reading up all the history stuff, and so this is why I don't read history.
The crazy thing is that the next generation, when they look back at our history, they're gonna see the same thing. They're gonna be like, "Oh, 2015, it was a big protest. 2016, it was another big." Like, it's gonna be the same thing. I'm like, dang, them
might be worse. Only because we'll make sure that it's written in the history books. All this stuff I was reading, never heard any of that stuff before. None of it. I was like, who is this? Why is this person getting lynched? I don't, it's just crazy, man. So that's a lot to deal with. All right. So let us move on. Let's see. We'll talk about this Super Bowl. Phenom, I guess you watched the Super Bowl. I'm sure you did. I did not. I was not interested in the Super Bowl whatsoever. But I know Tom Brady won. Was there any other highlights or lowlights that you want to hit on?
Not really. I mean, the low light was the Chiefs. I mean, they just got schmizacked, and that sucked because as a St. Louisan, I'm a Tom Brady hater.
Right. Same here.
give him his props. I mean, got to be the GOAT. 10 Super Bowl appearances, 7 victories.
Yeah.
You know, can't doubt that or deny him for that. But yeah, I didn't like
who
that.
all did he lose to? So I know he lost to
Eli Manning twice, I believe.
Did he? Oh,
Yeah.
Eli. That's right. The Giants did win twice. I forgot about that whole era there. Okay.
Yeah,
And then
but
what was
I
the
don't
other
know
one?
who the other one he lost to?
They came back against Atlanta. That was the worst one. I can't
Yeah, I'd
remember
have to
either.
look that up
Okay.
and see. It might have been a mediocre quarterback, but yeah. So I actually ended up like at halftime. I saw the way that was going, so I was like, you know what? I'm about to take some stuff to my storage container. Like I'm not even gonna worry about this.
Let me move some things.
Yeah, because I got a storage container trying to, declutter the crib, the basement, and the garage, and so my goal is just take something every weekend. Take a load every weekend until I kind of get things where I want. So I hadn't taken a load, so I was like, time to go. It's like Sunday night at 8:00. It's snowing.
Wow.
And
Yeah,
it was snowing.
It was snowing on the ground. Yeah. Okay.
But back to Super Bowl. I mean, yeah, I don't really care about the game. Kansas City was just terrible. The refs were giving Tampa Bay a lot of calls.
Really?
Like it was a lot of bad penalties on KC, but some of them were self-inflicted and some of them were referee assisted. But at the end of the day, they got blown out pretty much so bad that it didn't matter.
I turned on and like the beginning of the fourth or a few minutes in the fourth had gone away or gone past, and they were just running all over them. It's like this is whack. I guess the defense might be tired. I don't know, but nobody was doing nothing. It was like, all right, I'm turning this off because this is over. I don't want to see Tom Brady win nothing.
Right. But it was interesting. I don't know if you saw the streaker, the dude that ran out onto the field. And, normally with the TV stations now, they don't show people when they run onto the field because they don't want to give them that publicity or whatever. But this dude, they got a little bit of him because he actually ran out like there was a play going on and he ran and he's really kind of running towards Patrick Mahomes. And all the football players are, kind of backing up, letting them go. And then, of course, they take the camera off. Of course, now we're in social media age, so you could go on Twitter, you could go on another social media site and see other footage of him. And they say the dude actually was connected to Vitaly, the
Potapenko?
YouTube dude.
Let's go.
Shout out to Vitaly Potapenko.
Right. So Box Wine Poppy is back. We were talking about Super Bowl. Now we're talking about the.
Did you mention the streaker's thong? Did you get a good look at the thong he had on that he was displaying?
He had that on under his shorts, though. It looked like in the video, right?
He had the
just
shorts
that
pulled.
on.
He had the shorts pulled down, like so. I mean, he was like kind of mooning while he was running, I guess. So
Streaking is
wild
corny.
boy.
He was advertising like a porn site.
was.
Man, streaking is corny. I'm not sure why people still try to get that off.
Hey,
But I mean, it's
kinda
cheaper
funny
than
when
$1
it
million
happens.
commercial, I guess, if you do it during the Super Bowl. But how you even get in, man? Who got you a ticket?
But no, the real funny part is like, man, did you see the security guard? Like, man, like it's crazy when like, because them dudes that like they security, they just got the little the plastic jacket on that says like security with the yellow whatever. Like this is all. But they don't get to do nothing. But then finally when there's a streaker, they're like, oh man, we can let loose. And if you watch the end of that clip, man, there are dudes like flying at that streaker trying to take his head. I mean, they're trying.
He still got in the end zone though, so who cares?
He got to the end zone, but he like slid, man. But there was a dude like was ready to take his whole head off, man. I mean, he was coming in there like your man Steve Atwater. I mean, I remember that name. See. So he was trying to kill that man. So like them security guards, they when their heads like they're like, oh, there's a streak, oh, and they go down, man. They're trying to kill him. So I love that.
Now, if you are a player, do you lowered his shoulder and just dropped the dude.
That happened once. That happened one time. I can't remember who it was, but it was some dude around the field, and there was some player just took him out. I mean, it had to be in the 80s or 70s, but if you can find that video out there, man, it was great, man. He just decked that dude, man. So yeah, you gotta watch. You gotta keep your head in the swivel if you're the streaker too. Unfortunately, them beers be tripping. The game was trash, I thought.
Right.
But man, okay, this is a bone I've been wanting to pick for a while, man. Can we talk about these State Farm commercials? I think I mentioned this before, man. The dude Jake from State Farm, why is he so swole? Why is he bigger than Drake, man? Did you see the commercial? He's this dude. Somebody need performance and test him, man, because that dude is on HGH. I know it, man, because that dude was like skinny at first, and now he bigger than all the athletes. He in there with Rodgers. He bigger than him. He bigger than Mahomes, and now he bigger than Drake. And you know Drake on some steroids. So come on, man. That was
Drake is those steroids.
I'm sick of Jake from State Farm, man. Why is this dude so buff and swaggy? No, don't be calling my girl at 3 a.m. asking about my insurance, man. Don't do that.
Hey, you act like Drake was, always this big buff dude. Drake was a skinny guy himself, so.
Yeah, but he's on the steroids too, man. But I'm telling you, the Jake from State Farm dude is definitely on. I don't want no buff insurance dude, man. I want some like old lady to do my insurance, man. I can't trust that dude.
He is sitting next to Pat Mahomes, and he actually still looks fairly big.
That's what I'm saying. He is jacked,
but
man.
he's still smaller than Drake though.
And there's no black Jakes. When have you ever met a black Jake in your life? There's no black Jakes.
Well, look, man. The whites are not going to let him be named a black name, so you got to go with Jake.
Deshaun from State Farm.
Because remember Jake from State Farm was the white dude, and now they've morphed him into a light skinned dude.
Well, they never showed him in the first commercial. They never showed him. It was just like a dude talking on the phone, and his wife
they showed him as a white dude sitting in his cubicle, and he was like, "Who are you talking
to?" He said, "Khakis."
I missed that.
He's like,
yeah, that was the original commercial. Yeah.
Okay. There ain't no black Jakes though, man. So they got to fix that, man, and tell him to get off them steroids. I'm sick of that dude. He's on like 1 million commercials, and I got State Farm insurance, but I'm about to switch to Progressive, man. I'm tired of them.
You like Flo better?
No, I like them new commercials, the ones where they're was it like don't be like your parents? No, the ones where it's like don't be like your parents, and then they like yeah. I like those commercials, so that's cool.
Yeah, those are cool.
And then what else did I say from the Super Bowl? I mean, the game was straight garbage. Did y'all have any thoughts on like Andy Reid's son, man? The DUIs, because we were kind of talking about that in the chat. You don't think that man's doing time?
I think he's going to jail. It'd be hard to get out of it, but like G said, if anything gets you out of it, it's being white and being rich. So, he probably got a 50-50 shot. I'll take it, considering like he should go to jail. Especially, I mean, it's looking bad for the girl regardless.
It's looking bad for the girl, man. That's what it sounds like.
Even if she doesn't pass, like he probably gonna get something, man. Can't get out of that one.
Yeah, what do you think, Fino?
I really didn't pay attention to the story. I mean, I followed y'all in the group chat, but I haven't read anything about it, so I got nada.
Listen, man, when you tell a cop after you had an accident that you had 2-3 drinks and you were driving, that means you had 6 to 9, man. That's what that means. The cops they know automatically, like, just multiply whatever this dude says. If you admit to it, just multiply it times 3, and that's what that man was blitzed out there on that street, man. So I feel bad for him, but he's definitely going to jail for a couple of years, man, because he got priors. He got prior DUIs, man. There ain't no way, man. I don't care if it was 10 years ago or not. He's going to jail for some time, a couple of years at least.
Did the Stop Drinking and Driving campaign not work out? Because I feel like when I talk to people, there's plenty of folks just drinking and driving.
Hey, my dumb ass did it once or twice, man, and it was not smart, man. I mean, I guess you got to go through that when you're in college or a young dude, but yeah, man, it's not cool, man. It's definitely not smart. Luckily, nothing happened. I mean, I don't think I was that bad, but like you just when you get back, you're like, man, thank God I made it or whatever like that. You're just like, but nah. As an adult, now that I'm in my right mind, fully formed brain, like nah, can't do it, man. It's dangerous out there, man.
We know for a fact your roommate was drunk driving like every weekend.
Every weekend, look, man,
he kept running over the sign and running over the what do you call it?
Look, man, I was stone cold sober and just killed a squirrel the other day, man. I feel bad about it. So what do you think I'm going to do if I'm drunk, man? Right. No,
most
man. I can't
normal
do that,
people,
man.
Yeah.
And that's the thing. I mean, everybody thinks like they're fine. Like everybody thinks, oh, no, I'm good. And, as far as the campaign, what campaigns do work? Did the don't
Say
have
no to
sex
drugs,
before
of
marriage,
course.
Did that work? Did the say no to drugs
Crack
work?
is whack.
Right, none of that stuff.
I feel like
works
I feel like some things did were like, man, I don't know, in the poorer communities, like okay, like crack, it's things you can smoke, but like, man, drugs that like you inject, like I feel like those, like people are just like, hey, don't take that. Like I feel on some level that stuff works. Like you don't see like heroin. I mean, I guess maybe back in the early 70s, you hear about heroin and stuff like that. But people didn't, but like certain type of drugs, I think that's why you don't like with all this pill epidemic, the oxy epidemic. You don't really see that in like minority community because we just like stayed away from those type of drugs. So I think in some level that was like a campaign in some ways, like, hey man, that like this, like weed, okay, cocaine, okay, pills, nah, it's not really it. Maybe that's changing now, but it seems like it hasn't happened for a long. I mean, those issues really don't affect the oxy stuff. Is not really prevalent in the black community.
I'm
really.
talking about like formal, like advertising campaigns. Like
commercials.
communities. Yeah, you gonna go against stuff, and a lot of that honestly was due to resources.
Mm-hmm.
Some of those drugs cost more than the people in their community had, so they ain't really mess with it. But on the other end of it, it's like, just any of these kind of these little school campaigns that they do to try to get you to stop stuff. It's going to work for some people, but generally speaking, I mean, kids when they're growing up, young people when they're growing up, they're going to try different things. So parenting is really going to be the best, the best thing to kind of keep that under control as opposed to some government or school program that they got.
Yeah, and Paul just went off to be Parent of the Year again. But This is a topic that I've been wanting to discuss as far as parenting. I feel like our generation, we are the generation that failed our children. I hate to say that, but I feel like everybody, all the kids that I see wilding out right now, their parents are around our age. Like, it's really us. Like, what would be our older siblings or our younger siblings, like, we all trash. I don't know why. I think we feel like, hey, our parents left us alone and we're fine. But we was living in a different time, man. Like, the 80s was cool because the cartoons told you what to do and what not to do. But, you ain't got that no more. Kids just telling each other what to do and what not to do, and they ain't working out. They just like, hey, let's choke each other until we pass out. See what that's like to die. Like, you can't be doing that. Punky Brewster was telling us, don't get in the refrigerator because you will die. And we was like, oh, okay, sounds like a plan. So we failed, man. We failed the city.
Oh, I mean, I agree with that to an extent. I mean, I feel like, especially, I hate when I see people talk about millennials or I don't know what the next generation below them, because a lot of the stuff that they can't do per se, it's because they weren't trained, they weren't shown how to do it. So It's like, how do you expect somebody to know how to do this, to know how to cook or know how to do it?
Because we learn from TV, but we never showed them how to do it.
So,
yeah,
I agree. And
I don't know how we gonna fix it, man. I guess that each one teach one ain't enough. Like, we need to teach like 20. Each one teach 20.
Well, I also think, I mean, and I do say that our generation has kind of failed the youth, but I also think the youth aren't as bad as people make them out to be. Like, people are like, oh, this generation, the end of the world is coming. They don't know how to do anything. No, they know how to do different things. Right. Like, they grew up differently. So when it comes to the digital side of stuff, like, they know how to do all of that, but they may not know how to do some of the more manual labor and stuff like that. And it's just different. Like, it's not necessarily bad. It's just not what our generation is used to. So because they can't do the stuff that we did growing up, we like, you can't do nothing. No, but they could do a whole heck of a lot of stuff that we can't do.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, even when we look at all of the social media trends and just the stuff that they do on social media, or even just to get a following or get their message out. Like, yo, that's a skill.
Yeah.
Maybe you need to be able to tap into that skill and do something that's going to be more impactful. But just having that is a skill. And eventually, just like Box Wine Poppy was talking about, when he was younger, maybe he's going out and drinking and driving a lot. And then as he grew older, he's like, that's probably not the move to do. So the same thing's going to happen when these young folks are, 30, 35 instead of
probably
20,
not a good
25.
idea to be twerking and let my 10 million followers watch me. Maybe I can tell them to stop doing drugs.
Hey, they're getting paid, so
yeah, they found a way, man.
Their wealth.
Yeah, they found a way. We'll hopefully we figure things out. I know they won't be afraid to say, "Hey, I don't like how things is going. Let's do something else." Which
Right.
That's the one thing I wish every generation had the balls to do. Just be like, "Yo, this ain't working, man. Just do something else." So
yeah, and I mean, I'm a rock with this generation. They did the busted challenge and the silhouette challenge. Like, I rock with y'all. I appreciate y'all for that.
well, if anybody could do a silhouette challenge, it'd be the millennials. Yeah. I'm going to remember that for all our days. I'm shaking my head, listeners. All right. So let's move on to this next topic. This one is mine. I thought it was interesting. I wanted Paul's point of view on it, but that's okay. The show must go on. So I know you have heard, Phenom, that Apple wants to get in the car game, right? They've been talking about this, and they've been kind of speculating who's the car company, who are they going to partner with, or are they going to make their own car? And I thought it was a bit ridiculous for them to make their own car, but when you got like trillions of dollars in the bank, just let's do whatever, see what happens. In this case, though, it was Hyundai. I said the Hyundai Kia was the manufacturer they were working with. So because of this, the Kia stock has been going crazy. But they recently came out and said, nah, the talks broke off. And so the stock had dropped billions of dollars, $8.5 billion to be exact. This is crazy. I wonder, because this was my thought on it when I initially read the story, is that if you're a small car company, even a small one, or any car company, but a small one especially, I know Apple has lots of money to throw to you to help them make a car, but do you really want to help Apple do anything? They kind of got the money to do whatever they want after they get themselves out there in the street. Like, so do I want to help them make a car that could possibly put mine out of business? If I'm Kia, is that a bad idea? I feel like if I'm Hyundai, I'm Kia, anybody, unless we're doing a 50-50 deal for like 100 years, like I probably would be afraid to do this deal. Now, you might owe it to the shareholders to get it done, but do you think it's a good idea for them to try to participate in helping Apple into the car market? Or should they be weary of allowing them in and possibly basically eating themselves alive from the inside, kind of?
No, I would have helped them, and I'm a big fan of Hyundai and Kia, and actually I wanted to buy some stock in both of them, but they're not traded like on NASDAQ. They're just traded, I think, in Korea.
Oh, really?
In some of the international markets, because I couldn't really, and I know you can buy international stock, but it just wasn't readily available to do it easily. Yeah, so, but no, I think I would help them, especially because, like you said, Apple has all the money in the world. So at the end of the day, they're going to be able to get into it, and they're probably going to be successful at it. So why not make some money off of it while you can, and why not, kind of build that relationship while you can, because it's really no stopping them. If they don't work with you, they're going to work with somebody else, or they're going to buy a company, or they're going to buy one of these electric car companies that really hasn't gotten off the ground, something like that. So if you're Hyundai Kia, let's go ahead, form this partnership. Let's help them make it, and get some of that bread off of it. So I don't see a problem with that. The only issue, and I don't know if this is what broke down talks or not, But the only issue is Apple is such a strong kind of dominant brand that you risk sort of getting overshadowed where people just like, oh, this is the Apple car,
Right.
and Kia just kind of gets lost in the shuffle. So I don't know if that's what made them back out or made talk stall, but I don't see a reason for them not to do it.
Paul, we're talking about the Kia, Hyundai, Apple deal. I know we were talking about it slightly on text message. You thought it would be crazy for Apple or Kia not to do the Apple deal. I thought that, you kind of helping bring about your end by letting letting Apple get into the game too easily, considering they want to make cars themselves. And I thought it might be a bad idea. So what you think?
I mean, my thought is, you're talking about partnering with the largest, one of the largest and probably most brand strong companies in the world. They want to get into the, at least make cars or components for cars and stuff like that. They see it as an avenue. Why not partner with them? I mean, if they could either go their own route and they're gonna crush you then because they got the tech and you don't have the tech. You're just a car maker. So let them do their core competency. You do your core competency. Y'all partner and maybe it works and it turns into something good. Or maybe you go to separate ways. Maybe you learn from them. Whatever you do. But I can't see how it's bad for Kia and Hyundai overall. I think it can only be a good thing. Like I was telling you in the text. Apple can buy Hyundai today and wouldn't even know it. It would be like pocket change. It'd be like loose money in their. Apple has like $150 billion in cash just sitting there, just waiting to deploy it for some reason. So they want to start. If they want to go hold into autos, man. They can make a car company that rivals Tesla in a minute. And Tesla's not even that big in the big scheme of things. But they could do it, man. So why, if you're a Hyundai, why would you not? Maybe that they could either be your competitor or they could be your partner. Which one would you prefer?
They're your competitor, even if they're your partner, in my opinion.
But for now, it'd be their partner, and maybe it works out. And again, if Apple wants to buy Hyundai and go all into making cars, there's the partnership right there. If you're a Hyundai stockholder, you can complain.
Well, I know the stockholders.
You gonna make your money?
Yeah, I know the stockholders.
Or they gonna convert you to Apple? They gonna convert you to Apple stock? Would you have a problem with that?
No.
Okay, then there you go.
Hey, but if it's only about making money, then sure. But at some point, like, your company's done. That's all I was worried about.
And the reason I'm kind of cheering that
because you want to see this happen.
Fall through. You say what?
Because you want to see this happen.
No. The reason I'm happy that it didn't happen, I would have been fine with it. I'm like Paul. I don't think you can stop Apple from getting in there. So, why not get that bread off it? But my thing is, y'all know I'm an Android guy. Even though I said I'll try iPhone in the future, but I'm an Android guy. And if Apple, and I'm a Kia and Hyundai fan. My wife drives a Hyundai. I told you, I'm hoping to get a Kia on my next vehicle. And the thing is if Apple would have bought them, they would have got rid of Android Auto and all the Android
immediately
compatibility would have been thrown out the door. So now I can still use my Android phone when I finally get my Kia.
Yeah, they definitely gonna make a car that you can't put gas in or something crazy. You got to come to them.
They're gonna have their own type of gas. You can't use gas at the gas station. You got to use.
You can't pop your hood. Don't think you're gonna change your old tires, bro.
First of all, it's gonna be all electric, man. They're gonna go all electric, right? So, that's where the future is. They actually had in the Super Bowl commercial. There was it was a GM. I guess it was like a Cadillac, but they were talking about I guess they're making battery, like GM's making batteries for various electric cars or like that. And that was like a new line, but they were showing this Cadillac that was like all electric. Man, it looks slick as hell. So, that's the future. That's the future. So that's where Apple's trying to get in on this.
Is the Apple car? Are they gonna,
self-driving probably?
They're going to dock the battery, kill the battery after 2 years to try to make you buy a new Apple car.
Probably.
They definitely
slow it down. You can't go above 55 miles an hour.
Yeah. Tesla's pretty far ahead of everybody as far as the battery game goes. I read something actually that said that they were making more money off of government I don't know if it's incentives is the
Rebates.
word, rebates and stuff,
No.
than they are from actually selling cars. And
The
those are going to
credit-
go
credits.
away. And so they were the credits. And they were wondering, the story was saying, can Tesla survive without that? But I don't know. I thought Tesla probably should have just licensed their tech out to other car manufacturers in the first place rather than trying to build their own car. But he didn't go that route. So, but I understand.
I mean, we can move on, but Tesla obviously had some big news with Bitcoin today, and I was actually reading a lot about that. That was took up a lot of my time today, or interest.
Love that market
Tesla,
manipulation.
But Tesla's, for a company, they're huge as far as trade, the shares trading, but as far as a company, they're profitable. Don't get me wrong, but it's not like they've got this great track record. They've just become profitable really in the last year. And then again, without these credits that you're talking about, they would essentially be losing money right now. And so they still are in the scaling up, process, but if they keep going on the trajectory, it's, things look promising, but they've got a lot of competition. Tesla just had the advantage. They got early to the game. They put out a nice car that looks good. That's electric. A lot of the electric cars before then were kind of like the Volt.
Trash. Yeah.
They just kind of they just didn't look swaggy like that. So, but Tesla made cars that people want to drive and with cool features in them. But the battery technology, I wouldn't say it's anything necessarily revolutionary. They have put in the infrastructure where you can drive across country, because where my wife, her hometown, they even got a little.
They have electric stations though.
Yeah, they
I
got
think they own them.
There's this little pizza place my kid likes to eat at. There's a little hotel right there, and they got a couple electric spots. So Tesla's, I don't know how they fund it, or supporting it, but they've set that kind of network up. So they laid the groundwork for some of that stuff, and that's really important. But I think in the coming years, my personal view is that these other companies are going to catch up. They're just having to play catch up right now. But
other companies, if anything,
quick.
they're still going to use the existing infrastructure. It'd be dumb to do anything else at this point.
Well, once more cars on the road, they're going to have their own. You're going to see these gas stations that just have half gas and then half electric. It's going to be built in. But that stuff's all coming. It's going to get there. But you've heard major car companies said in 5-6 years, our whole fleet, everything we make is going to be all electric. We ain't got to make not a single gas car.
Mm-hmm.
And so
I think going to Ryan's point about Tesla with the battery technology. I do think until very recently, Tesla was leaps and bounds ahead of everybody else. And if you remember, I don't know how long ago this was, but maybe, maybe 4 or 5 years ago, Tesla opened up its patents, related to batteries and stuff like that. So I think a lot of these other companies are actually using Tesla's technology to be able to catch up with them. And I remember Elon Musk was talking about when he did it, he was like, people like, you're crazy. Why are you opening up the patents? And he's like, look, we're trying to push this electric car future. We're trying to get it here quicker. So if we open it up, he's like, we already got a head start on everybody else. So they're going to be playing catch up. But if we open it up, it's going to push the whole industry towards electric vehicles,
because that's what you need. You got to have more charging stations. You got to have more of that stuff. You got to have more competition to really get it going, or else it's just gonna be like an oddity. It's gonna be
right.
You're just having this oddball car that people certain collectors like it, and people really some people really like it, but it's not mass produced. You know what I'm saying? But that's where he's trying to go. So I feel him, and I'm looking forward to it. I'm ready to get off gas.
That's kind of a weird position right now, because like I said, I'll be in the market for a car in about a year. And now we getting to the point where there's more and more electric cars kind of coming to the market, but I don't think we're there yet to where it's going to be. So it's like, do I get just a gas car? And
you got an electric charging station over at South County Mall. I don't know if you ever go over there, but there's one over there on that lot.
Yeah, I see that.
See, the advantage for Phenom though is that you don't have the family. There really just isn't a decent SUV. Mini. I'm not gonna get anything, but Tesla has that one kind of hybrid or crossover, but there's really not a lot of crossover SUVs.
They got the
that
Model
are electric
X
just yet.
and now the Model Y.
Yeah, okay, but that's $80,000. No regular family. You know what I'm saying? You got to get. For you, it's different. You can get the Model S, and that's a reasonable price. But if you just a regular family. Yeah, what I'm saying, but if you a regular family and you got like you need a car with some size to it, but you want electric, there's really nothing out there right now, and everybody's just kind of waiting for that stuff. For you can get a coupe if you wanted. You don't have those issues, and there's nice coupes out there that are electric. So
but the price comes down. The price comes down once more people are into the market, so that'll help too. And then used cars will be on the market because those people will be getting new ones. So it's a possibility for everybody.
And actually, what's happening now is you're seeing a lot more hybrids. Some of them are plug-in hybrids, some of them are not. But you see a lot more hybrids that are coming on the market, and that most of those have a electric motor in there to kind of offset some of the gas. Or if you run out of gas, the electric motor takes over, or in certain times. So we're in that sort of transition period where we're going from gas to electric. But it's just a weird time when you're trying to buy a car, especially if you're going to spend any type of money on one. It's like, am I going to spend whatever, $30,000 on this gas, and then 5 years from now, it's outdated, or
I had the same issues a year ago with
that
this
may
thing.
not be
So, I feel you,
for
man.
prime time.
It's not there yet. It's almost there, but it's not quite there.
Okay.
Yeah, I agree.
All right, interesting. All right, so where y'all want to go from here? So we at an hour 12.
We're way off.
Probably can shave a little bit off of that, but
You want?
we want to skip to the funny story.
We might as well, yeah. Because
People on Mo.
my kid wakes up, it's gonna be a wrap for me.
That's cool. Let's talk about the Gorilla Glue girl. Now, this is probably one of the dumbest people we've seen in my time. I mean, anyway.
You can't say that on Black History Month. Can't say that.
Hey, man, she's going to get the Black History Month award for stupid. This girl decided that she ran out of her some spritz. I guess my sister used to call it spritz. So instead, she's like, hey, I'm going to just use this Gorilla Glue spray. Sprayed it down. She got a pretty funny monologue about how she done washed her hair 1,000,000 times and it never came out. So, but the update to this is she has decided she is going to sue Gorilla Glue. The attorney thinks she has something because the warning says don't spray in your eyes, don't spray on your skin, but nothing about hair. This is some great lawyering. Paul, what do you think about this story, man?
Man, this is the dumbest thing in the history of the world.
History of Black history.
I didn't say that, man. But man, yeah, man. I've been following the story a little bit, man, and just seeing the little girl. I mean, if the story is true, I mean, I just can't imagine how. I mean, a grown woman, like, what were you thinking to put this in your head? And then I guess they said she was like doing this. She walked around like this for like 20 days, where she finally went to the hospital because she couldn't get the stuff out. Like, that is insanity, man. That is insanity, and like. I mean, just a level of stupid I've never heard of. Like, man, how could you think that was even a good idea? Like, that stuff is like in the, up on the shelf, like in the solvents where the paint's at, in like the Home Depot or whatever like that. And like, like, okay, this stuff is some real deal stuff, and that stuff really works, man. So like, I can't imagine.
It's my favorite product to use as far as super glue. I only rock with Gorilla Glue. Phenom. I know you got some Gorilla Glue at the crib. Can you vouch for the greatness of Gorilla Glue?
I do have some Gorilla Glue. That is the super glue of choice that I've been using. I will say, in this lady's defense, I've never seen Gorilla Glue in a can.
No,
I've never seen spray on Gorilla Glue. Yeah. And so when I was talking to my wife, she said there is some type of women's hairspray that called Gorilla Goo, maybe. And so I don't know if this lady thought that that's what she was getting.
No. She knew what it was. She's an idiot.
Have y'all ever had this happen to y'all? Like, y'all reaching for the toothpaste, but grab like the extra large bottle of Vagisil or something? Have this happened to y'all?
No.
Hey,
okay.
I will say this lady's edges are laid.
They laid, yeah. Hey, if she never wanted to change her hairstyle, she looked pretty fly. You know, if this her hairstyle.
And when she dies 60 years from now, them same edges are gonna be laid the exact same way.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know, man. I've glued my fingers together before,
Oh man, it's a scary
pretty
feeling.
bad.
When you
Yes,
do it
it
too.
is. It's scary.
It's
as
scary.
hell.
It's like, oh,
I've been gluing like toys of Avery's and gotten my fingers stuck together. That's happened. And you just freak out for a second because I know how bad it can get with old super glue. Gorilla Glue, touch, you stuck immediately. You ain't got no time. It ain't washing off. Soap ain't doing nothing. You just got to like scrape the skin off your finger until it comes off. So I can't imagine having that much in my head. She lucky that it didn't get any worse than that, like that it didn't get in her eyes or anything. So, I don't know.
Well, I mean, with them eyelashes that she got.
So let's take a vote on. Do you think she has any merit to this lawsuit? Do you think she's going to get laughed out of court, or she got something here?
I would say yes, because I know how that lawyering works. I mean, the bottle really doesn't say for hair. It says skin, it says eyes, and an attorney, a good one, will get in there and they will say that. The defense will argue, hey, but anybody in their right mind would know not to do this, but that's not what a warning is for. A warning is for the dumbest of us all. And if it don't say it, you possibly got something. And if anything, they just got to settle out of court so she still gets paid.
Gotcha.
Yeah, that's how I figured they're probably going to settle out of court.
In a year from now, you're going to see the Gorilla Glue with the big old like skull and crossbones. Right?
It's going to have an X on the bag. It's going to have a bag that says only attention advisory. It's going to cost now $3 more per can. We're not going to be able to find it. You got to get some little pimple-faced kid to come unlock it from a box so you can get it out. Yeah, man, it's going to be terrible. Thanks a lot, Tessica Brown.
I still need look, man. If she does win a suit, though, she still needs to get roasted for a few more weeks or something like that, man. Because I can't look. Maybe you get some money out of the courts, the judicial system, but in the court of like what's right, like you definitely need to get roasted for a few more months on this thing right here. That's insanity.
Hey, it takes 20 hours to get it out. But she don't
Phenom,
want to spend the 20 hours.
Phenom, we see you with the high top fade next week with the Gorilla Glue, we're gonna know where it came from.
Oh, I might glue me in a beard, then it just never come off.
No,
be like, nah, this real, son. Pull it.
I'll send you some clippings. You can just slap it on there, baby.
Now going back, Box One Pop, you were talking about, have we ever sort of accidentally grabbed the wrong thing or something like that? The best example I have, man, is one time I'm trying to think of what I was trying to take. I was trying to take some type of, I think it was just like a vitamin, like my multivitamin.
Viagra.
And it was like late in the middle of the night. And I think I had gotten into bed and I was like, man, I didn't take my vitamin. And it was dark and I didn't turn on the light because I knew in the cabinet where the vitamin was. And so I opened it up, the bottle, shook it in my hand.
Purple pill.
Took it.
Purple pill.
And like the next day, like when I woke
Nipples.
up.
You got titties.
My stomach was just... No, my stomach was just jacked up. Like I just had bubble guts. And I'm just like, man, what happened to my stomach? Like, what did I eat? Like, just something all day. My stomach was just off. And I went back and I looked in the counter or in the cabinet and I saw where I thought my vitamins was actually like some charcoal supplements. Which is actually, I mean, it's okay to eat them, but I thought I took vitamins, but I took charcoal. And that just like jacked my stomach all up. So I was like, never again. I'm at least going to have to take my phone and turn the flashlight on or turn on the light or whatever. So never, ever take a pill in the dark.
Yo, you just jogged my memory on. So this did happen when I was a kid, man. I was over my friend, my boy Chris's house. And we ate some bad food. And so I had the bubble guts like you talking about, right? And so, like, I'm like, man, you got, like, some kaopectate or something. That's like what my mom always had that. So we've had, like, this industrial-sized thing of kaopectate in the house. Like, whenever your stomach, you just take some of that and you'll kind of, settle your stomach or like that. And he was like, nah, I got something just like that, though. I never heard of it before. Because, you don't watch them commercials that have all that stuff. So he pulled out the milk of magnesia. And he gave me milk of magnesia. And he was like, take this. It's going to work, man. And, like, I'm trying not to go number 2 at this man's house. He gives me the milk of magnesia. Man, about like 15 minutes later, it was like lava. And he was just laughing at me through the bathroom door, man. I'm in there like coughing up a lung, man. It was violent, man. So yeah, I've had little situations like that, but that was trickery right there. I don't appreciate that. But, But yeah, man, I've had little instances like that throughout the years. I guess Ryan don't have nothing like that. He don't make mistakes. So.
You got a bubble gut story for the pod.
No, man, I don't.
You didn't brush your teeth with Vagisil, man. That's happened. You ain't been there.
Nah,
okay, man.
I don't make a habit of doing stupid stuff.
All right,
doesn't happen very often.
That's just us. That's just us. My bad.
Most I've ever done is drank some apple juice when you thought it was water. I'm telling you, that's freaky. If you drink anything and you thinking it's water, your brain sends all kind of signals. You like, what?
How are we gonna take this pod to the next level if you don't allow yourself to be vulnerable? You know you made mistakes before. Me and Phenom telling you the truth, man. We letting you know about our shortcomings, our weaknesses, and you just Mr. Perfect over there.
Ryan's safety first, man. So I believe it. He's the safety guy.
I ain't doing it. All right. So if the people would like to share their bubble gut story, where can they reach us, Phenom?
Yo, you can send pictures and video
Don't send that.
put to the Black Ryan. We are at the blackdelegatespod@gmail.com. If you want to hit us up on social media, we're on Twitter and Instagram at Black Delegates. There's an underscore between Black and Delegates. Also, you can check us out on the Facebook page. Send us a message on Facebook Messenger. Make sure you like the page if that's what you still do on Facebook. Also, if you want to follow the Black Ryan, he is on Twitter and Instagram at the Black Ryan. Boxwine Poppy is on Twitter at Boxwine Poppy. You can follow me on the gram and Twitter at Ghetto Phenom. Boxwine Poppy, if people want to help out the show, if they want to help us to grow, if they want to help us make it to the next set of Bubble Guts Tales, what can they do?
First of all, send us in better Black History facts so we don't look stupid when Ryan asks these questions. Because I got a feeling it's coming next week too. He's gonna come up with a trash one, but we need something better. So give me something good, give Phenom something good, so we can impress Ryan. Other than that, man, tell a friend, rate and review us, and subscribe. That's the big things. And also Tom Brady. I hate that he's the GOAT, but he is kind of the GOAT, man. He's insufferable. I can't stand him. He's MAGA Tom. But damn, man, 7 Super Bowls. That's crazy. I can't believe it. Can't get over that. Ryan, closing words for us.
Yep. I'd rather have Tom Brady win than Donald Trump win any day. That's it.
Audience, if y'all could just see the little smirk on his, like he really just dropped a bar on us.
I'm not trying to drop a bar, but it's the truth. I'm just coming behind you. What you saying?
All right, man.
All right. See y'all next week.
Peace.
Picks up about 3 yards.